In Pokemon Legends Arceus, the Pokemon can fight you, but you can't fight back yourself. So I've decided I need to tier all of the Pokemon in Legends Arceus that I could beat in a fight. I gotta give you some facts about me though before I tier these Pokemon so you can judge whether or not I could beat these Pokemon up yourself. I'm 26 years old, I'm 6'3", somewhat athletic, not a fighter in any way, shape, or form. But you know what? I think there's a few Pokemon I'd still be able to beat up. And what better way to start this list than with the mascot of Pokemon itself, Pikachu. And I'm gonna throw that into probably, because Ash Ketchum has been electrocuted by this little rodent a million times, and he's still kicking 20 years later. It might be the fountain of youth to get electrocuted by Pikachu. Now, I don't feel good about Raichu. I'm gonna put it in not great because it's still a rodent, but he's got a tail that I think he could impale me with, and he's stronger than Pikachu, so it's not a great time. Clefairy? I'm going to give this thing a moon rock, and then when it's not looking, I'm punting it. It won't see it coming. That thing is straight to the moon, and it's gonna be happy to go to the moon. And Clefable, I'm putting that in probably. Because I'll just say, hey, if you don't beat me up, I'll send you to the moon. Now, it's kind of chonky. I don't know if I could kick it, but I'm pretty sure with punted to the moon being the first category, it's on its way to the moon. I'm gonna put Firefox and we'll see. I've seen foxes running around. I feel like I could beat up a fox, no problem. Now, a fox that could set me on fire we'll see. How much fire is it able to spray before I kick the fox is a big question there. But this one's easy. You're punted to the moon. I live in New England. It's cold all the time. There is snow everywhere. I have to walk my dog at night, and sometimes I'm too lazy to put on warm clothes. I go out into the cold. I could deal with a little bit of ice thrown my way. You're getting punted, Vulpix. No, that's not working. I'm gonna put you in not great. I'm a lot more scared of the fire than I am whatever fairy moves would be in real life and just very cold snow, but that's a scary one. Zubat's an interesting one. I think I'm gonna put that into probably, because I feel like I could beat up a bat in real life, but like, they're freaky. They're very, very freaky.
What do you mean by that?
And this bat looks like it's just gonna try and eat my head. So I'm putting that into not great. Not great if you see that. How do you even beat it up? What do you do? Like punch the back of its throat? What do I do there? Ah, Paris. Oh God, I didn't see you there. In the past, a foolish me would say I could beat that up, but after Legends Arceus, I've come to understand the scariest Pokemon in all of the land. You are a stupid duck. I am punting the duck. And you're a duck that, you know what? I don't respect you, Gold Duck. Not only are you not gold, not only is your shiny not gold, but you're also not a psychic duck. You're just a duck. This is a weird one. I think I'm gonna put it in not great because I feel like I can't punch a rock fire dog, but I also feel like I could dump a bucket of water on it and that'd be the end of it. This does rely on me getting a bucket of water though. I got nothing to say for this. It's gonna kill me dead, Scoob. That's the end of me. Abra, this thing, I'm gonna put into probably. It might just teleport enough to tire me out, but I feel like if I can get one hit off on it, it's gone. Kadabra, I'm gonna put into not great. This thing's a genius, and that psychic, ability scares me, but I feel like if I can find a second spoon, it'll be so happy with 2 spoons instead of just the 1 spoon. That doesn't work for Alakazam here, as Alakazam has the 2 spoons. Don't ask me why there's 2 Kadabras. We're moving past it. I'm gonna put Machop into We'll See. I feel like I could beat up a Machop, but it's also one of my favorite Pokemon. He's a cute little guy, and might be able to trick me into being like, oh, what's going on, little guy? Pow, and he punches me in the face and it's all over. But I'm not super worried. I could just put my long arm and just hold his head back and he just kind of like swings back and forth. Actually, that's what's gonna happen. He's into probably now. But big brother and dad, or a big sister and mom, they beat me up. They done beat me up. Jellyfish, I'm gonna put this into probably. I'm assuming it's not the most poisonous jellyfish in the world. I've been stung by jellyfish before. It sucked, but I won the fight. I won the war, okay? I'm not worried about that one. This one is, I'm pretty sure, based off of a super poisonous jellyfish that would immediately kill me. So that's that. Geodude, I'm gonna put into We'll See. I mean, Arcanine has the power of fire on its side. Geodude is a floating rock with arms, and if it can't float in the real world, it's gonna be walking with its arms. I don't think I can hurt these rocks. I can't beat up a horse. I've seen many many horses out in the wild. I can't beat them up. And if you give them fire, that's not helping me at all. But a magnet, I'm just going to find a rock lying around that has magnetic properties and just start hucking them at the magnets. And it's just gonna get stuck until it can't move because it's full of magnets. Or I'll just take it by one of the magnets, go whack, 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 whack. Magneton, it's 3. So if I said probably 1, so 1, 2, 3, I think we're gonna put this in a not great. I don't really have a lot of faith that I could win the fight, but just off of principle, if I could probably take 1, I think it would be we'll see with 2 and not great with 3. It makes sense. I don't really know how I would win or lose a fight against a Ghastly. I think he could like try to like scare me to death, but I'm just not too worried about it. I just also don't know what I would do. Now, Haunter, I think it could actually scare me to death, and it has ghostly claws. Like that freaks me out. Do the claws go through me, or can he like just claw me to death? Because I don't know how I'm attacking him. Gengar, I mean, obviously is taking me out. Giant rock snake feels pretty free for the giant rock snake. But electric grass Pokeball. The fact that they made it part grass actually makes me significantly less terrified of it. And now that it's grass electric, it's probably hollow. That is the kickball of the Hisui region. Electrode's gonna be tougher. I don't know if my leg would be able to handle the Electrode, but maybe if I had the right boots on, I'd be able to kick the bigger kickball. We'll just have to see, right? I won't know until I get out there. So I'm gonna put the big kickball here. This one just freaks me out. You know what? No, I'm gonna put in a not great. I don't think it freaks me out with a long tongue is enough to say I can't beat it up, because it's got a big belly. It's very rotund, and I think if I can just punch the portly fellow enough in the old belly, I think I could tire it out and eventually beat it up. You're a rock rhino, and somebody, not pointing fingers, messed up the tier list, and they have too many sprites down there. I don't really know what Porygon is. Kind of freaks me out. Like I don't really know what's going on. Like its head can spin, so I don't know how I would beat it. But it's like a blocky rubber duck, so maybe I could figure something out, but I just don't really know. He might just fall on me. No one wants to hear this, and this is where people click off, but I'm punting this thing to the moon. This sprite doesn't even have fire coming out of its back. Are you kidding me? I'm just gonna look it straight on and just kick it. He's flying out of there before he does anything fire-wise. Quilava, there's a lot more fire with him, but still, it's not on the sprite. And you know what? Very controversial take. I'm putting we'll see here. Typhlosion is not in its right state of mind, right? The regional form is not all there. I don't know if Hisui and Typhlosion would ever want to pick a fight with me. You know, we may become best friends, but if it's a, life or death, I feel pretty good about it. You know, I'm probably taller than it too, which definitely helps. Yeah, that's a big bat. I think big bat beats me up. This is a pretty nice 1, 2, 3. How many baby Pokemon can I kick to the moon? The world may never know. Togetic's an interesting one. I think we're gonna actually put this into not great. It's not the most intimidating Pokemon, but I know it's going to be flying above me. So it might just be able to like float above my head and then kind of like pepper me with attacks until it's over. Now, if I can like grab it and then just start like whacking it on the ground, just smacking it around, I think it's all over. But as long as it can fly above me and out of reach, not a great start for me. I don't actually have a plan for beating up Sudowoodo, but it's a fraudulent tree. And I'm going to call this thing out. It's a fraud. It can't fight. You're not a tree. You're not a good Pokemon. You also can't fight. I don't know how I would like capture the Apom to really fight it. I feel like it would just be moving around me so quick. But if I could get my hands on it, I could beat it up. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it into probably, because he's got wimpy little arms, but its tail could really slap me silly. So I'm gonna put this into probably. I've seen enough dragonflies in my life to know I could beat up a dragonfly, but a giant dragonfly might be a little too creepy for me. I don't really have a lot of faith with Espeon and Umbreon. The evolutions are very powerful, and they have the power of day and nighttime on their side. That's kind of terrifying. I don't really know what that entails, but I feel like it entails beating me up, honestly. A bird with a hat, I'm gonna put that into we'll see. I mean, things in the air, I feel like I have a pretty good advantage, and I don't have a hat on right now, so wait, much cooler hat than me. That's tough. I'm gonna put Misdreavus in not great. It's not as scary as Haunter, but it's a little bit scarier than Ghastly, I think. I feel like it could do more. I don't know. Ghastly's just like a floating head. This is like floating head with like a little bit of a body. I'm putting A in Rip because it absolutely eviscerated my happiness in an Instagram reel and made me look like a fool. Follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna put J in We'll See. I love Unknown J just because my name's John and I always loved the letter J growing up. And then there was a promo card for Unknown J and it has a soft spot in my heart, but push comes to shove, I'm gonna beat it up. So out of respect, I'm putting it there. I'm putting Gligar into probably. I was born in Arizona. We had enough scorpions in the house. Now this is a flying scorpion. No, it's a flying scorpion. Okay, I've had to deal with scorpions within the house, but that is a flying scorpion. That's a flying scorpion, John. That is a scorpion that can fly. Yeah, I don't. No, nope. No, sirree. I think we put this in a not great. It's still like puntable, but feels a lot more difficult to punt with the poison spikes on it, if we're gonna be honest. Heracross is a giant bug that can also fight you and is very powerful. It doesn't look super powerful, like just when you look at its sprite, but I know enough Pokemon to know this is not ending well. I'm putting Sneasel into We'll See, and I'm putting this into probably. That thing evolves into the Sneaseler, and we will talk about the Sneaseler when we get to the Sneaseler, but I'm so angry with the Sneaseler that I'm gonna probably beat that one up, regardless of its claws or ice power, whatever the heck it has going on. I don't care. I'm so upset. I'm sorry, world. I'm going to punt the teddy bear. The bear is beating me up. I love Swinub so much. Mamoswine's my favorite Pokemon. I can absolutely punt this thing to the moon. I just don't know if I have it in me. I don't really know how I would beat up a Piloswine. I already love it a lot, and I just don't really see the way I win that fight. Like, I don't know how I get enough damage off on it. I'm killing the fish. The fish is gone. Now, the octopus that's like shooting cannon stuff at me. Now, octopus, they're already smarter than like half the people in the world, right? That's already tough. And some of you mean people may say they're smarter than me. I don't like that, but hey, you combine that with it's just shooting projectiles at me. That's not a great combo. I've seen what these things can do. I'm gonna put this in the same category as Porygon. It's a rubber duck. I think I could beat up the rubber duck, but I still don't really understand everything that goes on with the ducks. I'm gonna put this into We'll See. Stantler's it's based off like a deer, and he's a very goofy deer, right? Wordier, we'll get there, but this one, I could tussle with a deer. I like them giving me a lot of easy options. Baby Pokemon, Chimecho, Snorunt, Steel. I can punt all of these to the moon. Chimecho, I don't understand anything about why it exists or why it got a baby form instead of an evolution, but I know I can beat that up either off of my anger towards the Pokemon itself or just the fact that it's incredibly wimpy. Snorunt's hiding and Spheel's a kickball, man. I mean, these are easy. I've seen enough Alpha Glalie. These things are enormous. That's just a terrifying floating head. I've seen enough seals on a beach. I feel like I might be able to beat one up. It depends on how chonky it is. A walrus is getting me out of the paint. That's the end of me. Oh, let's get a few easy ones in a rip. Not beating up you. That's not even close. You're taking me out. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not beating you guys up. The heavens, no. Let's fill out the rip category a little bit quickly. No chance. Nope. No. 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 Nope. I don't think so. Not happening. Heavens, no. No siree. That's a whole tree. Nope. No. Are you kidding me? Nope. No. 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 Not even close. These things freak me out. Nah. No siree. Nope. Are you kidding me? I decided not to waste your guys' time, and we got to a lot of the 4th gen evolutions. I can't beat many of these things. I don't think I need to explain like any of these. I mean, some of the least scary ones like Abomasnow, that's a whole tree. Gen 4 starters are decently easy. I've got enough turtles in my day that I feel like I could beat up a little baby turtle. It's a grass turtle too. That's less scary than a water turtle. An adorable penguin I can punt, and this one, it's very puntable looking, and if I put Apom into I probably could beat up Chimchar, but it does have the power of fire on its side. And actually, you know what? I respect the fire monkey. If a regular monkey would be I think fire monkeys we'll see. There's a real chance that Prinplup and Empoleon are not here, and Poleon's in Rip, and Prinplup's probably with not great with Grotle. I don't know if I could really beat a turtle up that's this big. Like, I just don't feel like I could get enough damage off on it. But I feel like there's still a chance. I don't know if I'm too scared of it. Monferno's got the power of punching me hard and setting me on fire on its side. That's a little bit intimidating if we're gonna be honest. I might just not be good with tier lists, so I'm moving a few at a time right now, but I can punt you. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna grab that thing, wapa, wapa, wapa. And these are like 2 baby slugs. They might get stuck to my foot. That's the only thing I'm worried about when I'm trying to punt them. I should be more scared of this. It will probably destroy me, but it is a flower. I don't think I'm losing to the walking flower. And I think I just bring salt. I mean, the French eat them. I'm very French. I'm like 50% French. I just feel like I'm not losing a fight to the slugs, but they are big mystical slugs with superpowers. So I guess we'll see. I don't think I talked about Shieldon. I don't know if it can hold its head up. It's gonna get tired and then like fall, and then I can just start kicking it. But if it gets a good hit on me, that's not gonna be great. I don't know why I forgot it with the original 4th gen evolutions being thrown in the list, but I respect Ambipom's 2 giant tail hands. I think it beats me up very quickly with those. Lexio, I mean, this thing in general, like a big cat with electric powers, and it's not a dark type, but it feels like a dark type. I think there's a lot going on there that would not be great. A walking bunny is kind of scary. Now, it's not Megalo Bunny with the fighting type, so I might be able to beat it in a fight, but it's a fighting bunny. That's scary. I know it's a ghost, but the fact that I could grab its tail, I feel like that's not great for the balloon. Maybe I could pop it. It probably has the ability to use ghost type moves on me, but I probably can beat up the balloon. And I've met a lot of fat cats. They are the least intimidating creatures in the world. Now, I know this fat cat is faster than it looks, but I don't have faith in it. I know that there are going to be children screaming Chad in the comment section. I am punting this thing absurdly far. You have no idea. Are you kidding me? If I can beat up the fat cat, the skinny cat is out of here pretty easy. Are you kidding me? Can I delete this Pokemon? Why does it exist? Skuntank has tank in its name, and that's terrifying enough. That feels like enough noxious gas to kill anyone dead. I don't think that's working out for me. The little frisbee thing, like I think I could just huck this thing like it's a frisbee into different objects over and over again. The we'll see is I don't know if I have the energy to throw it enough times for it to actually beat it up before it can just beat me up, but I just see myself hucking that thing a million miles. This is a baby shark, and its entire body is kind of a mouth. It's very puntable, but I respect the sand shark a lot. Now, a regular skunk, I mean, they stink. I'm not super terrified of it, but I respect it enough, and I don't want to get sprayed by a skunk because I live near where actual skunks do live. We're not putting that in Punted to the Moon. And Chatot main thing is chatter. My entire livelihood is based off of my ability to chatter endlessly. I think I could just out-chatter the Chatot. Out of principle, I'm beating up all of the babies. I will not hear otherwise. They're baby Pokemon. They're getting punted. They are gone. This guy, this is a chubby child. I'm not saying that I would ever beat up a chubby child, but in the Pokemon world, I think I could beat up a chubby child very easily. Yeah, let me just put this here. I've heard enough horror stories about hippos. I know it's a baby hippo, but I don't think I could beat up any hippo. And this is like a man-sized, like, Venus flytrap. Well, actually, are you kidding me? No, this thing relies on things to like land on its mouth and then it slaps shut. I'm just not gonna land on its mouth. I'm just gonna beat it up. Actually, I'm putting this into probably. You rely on people to be stupid and just kind of fall into your trap. I'm not that dumb.
Are you sure about that?
I thought about Rotom for a while. I just don't see how I'm beating up an electric ghost that can take over appliances. Toxicroak, I looked at it enough. That thing is terrifying. That thing has done some horrible things in its life. Just a more powerful Lickitung in real life. That's terrifying, man. And flying Angry Egg. I think flying Angry Egg is angry at what I I did to the other eggs. I think it kills me. Spaghetti monster. Now, let me tell you how this works, right? I dive into the spaghetti, right? And now it can't find me, right? There's a monster within the spaghetti, but now I am within the spaghetti. It doesn't know where to punch. It doesn't know what to do. And now I have found the creature within the spaghetti, and I'm just beating the thing up. Now, if it can control the spaghetti, and then it could like strangle me when I got into the spaghetti, that might be the end of me. But on the off chance it's just like spaghetti hanging off of the monster, I think I go in and I beat up whatever's there. This is a really big dragonfly, man. It's really cool looking and really intimidating. That one worries me. I feel like I could beat up a small tree. I just also don't know how big the small tree is. It really depends on the size of the tree. Trees come in all sorts of sizes, so we'll see. But I think there's a good chance. Bringing it back to the scorpion thing. I grew up in Arizona, a lot of scorpions in the house. This is less scary than the scorpions I've seen. I mean, the tail is less ominous than like the one stinger that I know would do really bad things. And its little claws, it's a very cartoonish looking scorpion. I think I might be able to handle it. And this is just a big fish. I don't think I could punt the big fish, but I think I could beat up the big fish. I don't know why I didn't put the rest of the legendaries and rip first. I really undervalue their actual moves they could use in these beat 'em up lists, but it's just not gonna work. Except for the ones up here. They made I don't know why they made this. Like, why does this exist? I'm gonna beat that up. That thing's very weak in the Pokemon games. And this is a hedgehog. It's very puntable, right? Now, I know it's very powerful and has like superpowers and would probably beat me up with them. It's a hedgehog with leaves covering it, man. And just off of principle, I am going to punt this thing. Finally. The new Pokemon. Let's get the old starters out of the way first. This is like the most puntable Pokemon, even though I love it. Even has a bow tie on. Come on. This guy's only chance is to beat me up with its weapon, which is a shell. And I'm stealing the shell and then either bashing it with the shell or punting it. There's no chance there. Now, this guy, I feel like the way he wields the shells, they're like weapons, and that's a little terrifying. I don't get to bring a weapon with me. He just has weapons on him at all times. This Pokemon really does not, he's not with it. This is not a fighter. Absolutely not a fighter. I think it might be able to win the fight, but I'm calling it out now. This is like a preppy owl. It's not fighting. But Samurott is significantly scarier than it's ever been. I don't think that's working out well for me. This thing is both normal and a ghost, and that combination is terrifying in general, but also just what a scary Pokemon in general. Are you kidding me? Let's just move these guys over here quickly. We don't need to talk about these guys, I don't think. This is a whole grizzly bear, man. Why did they make that? And on that note, this guy has battle axes. He's slicing me in two, damn it. I don't think there's a chance I could get near Overquill to attack it without it impaling me, so that's easy. And these giant, scary fish, I think the only chance I'd have of beating them is if they fought each other, and I don't think that's on the table. That one's just not happening. It's just simply not happening. I've respected the evolutions enough. I got to keep that trend up. A friend called this thing Gandalf deer, and I respect Gandalf too much to say I could ever beat Gandalf up. That's not happening at all. Yeah, this he's beating me up. Let's be real. He's beating me up. That's a giant eagle. I'm not fighting this thing. This thing carries me in the game. Are you kidding me? The fact that it hides in its shell is not very intimidating, but it would be silly to ever think I could beat up a Goodra. I was going to disrespect this thing, and the fact that I had disrespectful thoughts in my head, this thing's beating me up for the thoughts. Worse than it would have normally. The final Pokemon I could beat up in the game. It starts with these three. Now, a singular Piranha, I feel like I could beat up one Piranha. I think it would take a few chunks out of me, but I think I'd win in the end, but it also could get like a really important chunk of me, and that's probably the end of me. I think you're just in the air. It's so much more difficult for me to fight like a baby eagle. And it just seems so much stronger than most baby birds. Like, I don't think I could really punt it anywhere. And I don't really think I'm scared of this Pokemon, but I respect its Steel Dumpy. And that might be enough. We'll talk about this finally. Zora, it looks like I could beat it up, but it's normal ghost. It's a ghost now. It was already beat up to get it here, so I don't know if I could beat it up another time, and I think it'd just eventually find a way to win. This guy just looks like you get a kick under it. It's got a soft underbelly, and it's gone. And this Again, this is like the Shello, so I'm only worried about it getting stuck to my foot. I'm beating it up otherwise. But the Sneasler? They changed the color scheme and they made it tall. They made it lanky. I am tall and lanky. Why did you make Sneasel look like me? Oh, he has long claws. Why is it named the Sneasler? You could have named it anything else. I'm fine with lanky Sneasel. Why'd they name it the Sneasler? I looked up what the Sneasler meant. It could be a combination of Sneasel and the comparative suffix -er, meaning more, thus more Sneasel, alluding to it being physically similar to Hisuian Sneasel apart from its larger size. The Sneasler sounds like a bad comic book villain, but you know what? We move on. You let me have that, and feel free to tell me that I couldn't beat up most of the Pokemon I said I could beat up. The full list in its glory, a lot more Pokemon I've ever tiered. A lot of babies I could punt. Pokemon I think I could take. Yeah, we'll see. I'm probably not beating any of them up, and boy, is it going to be a bloodbath when we get there. But you know what? Maybe someday we'll get a Pokemon game where you can actually fight the Pokemon in it. And when that day comes, it's finally time for me to shine.